Well, hi there, Steve Wheeler here, Live Poets Society, coming to you from the depths of Cornwall. I mean, look around me. That's where we're staying the next few days. I am really in the depths of Cornwall here, and I'm recording this because by the time this goes out live, the light will have gone here, so I'm going to do it now while birds are still singing and the sun is still up in the sky. And you know, all around me it's just lovely here. So I'm going to just relax in this for a while and let you absorb what's going on here. You can probably hear the birds singing, and there's cockerels over there and over there. I've just heard some sheep over there going yeah, and there's a dog barking in the distance over there. We're in the middle of nowhere here, we really are. I've just had some Cornish shortbread, lemon flavoured shortbread with the obligatory Earl Grey tea, of course. And later on I'm going to go inside and have a Cornish cream tea. Now, apparently the Cornish, they have the jam on first and the cream on the top. I mean, I ask you. But anyway, I'm not going to debate how wrong that is. I'm just going to go with it. So I'm going to put this phone down here, and I'm going to get my other phone out, and I'm going to read you some stuff. All right, I'm going to read you some stuff from what we've seen on Invisible Poets this week, and also I think I'll treat you to some of the TED stuff as well. TED Talks, maybe not, but I'll treat you to some of the TED. The little TED sat in amongst the garbage one as well. So bear with me while I just find the Live Poet Society bits and pieces for you. And here we go. We're going to just read a few poems that I've noticed online this week that are really great. And I'm just going to perform them for you. The first one is quite a long one, and it's by Martin Gedge. And it's called In Dark Sweetest Dare. Eyes in the room by the light of the moon, as the stillness of gloom settles in, you can tell by the face in this terrible place that the air in this space paper thin, as to look at the walls just a figment of claws that reap on the jaws of its skin, when darkness will raid through the shadows parade with a blade that is bleeding, a grin. Just to sit there and stool as helpless the fool to the rule of the game that they play, the evil will spawn from the vents of your lawn and drawn to the grips of the fray, for victim or foe on the poles of the toe, as they grow on the species they prey. It's the crazed and insane who are numb to the pain, so the breath of the fame for its pay. So whether you scream like the rip from the seam, the dream is much more than the dare, or strapped in the jacket and noise and the racket, for the others to hack it is rare. And the patience that sleep while the poisons will creep, or the voices you keep in despair, for there's more than a friend that will willingly spend in the end in a bed that you share, and comfort is cruel to the hideous tool, and scars as they spew when they spout on the licks of the flesh from the whips to ingest, leaves the fest in the theories of clout, and the visions deceived for the rest to retrieve, to believe beyond shadows of doubt that from one padded cell, from the depths of the well, for the hell once I find my way out. Wow. The king of the internal rhyme, that's what Martin Gedge is. Here's one by Greg Malone, one of our newer poets in the group. See that? Goodbye, that butterfly fluttering by. Poetry in motion. This is A Nomad's Dream by Greg Malone. A nomad's dream, I sought to see his face, more will be revealed. I tried so hard to learn that place, clothed in grace. Kashmir. The tempest, the pilot of the storm, through the strait of fear. Elder sky, morning star, look up to space. What are they waiting for? Thoughts to dream, a yellow desert stream, I lift the veil, torn from hell. My mouth spoke in tongues, lifting grace, the light lifted me. Nail in my hand, his blood stained the sand, houses of the holy. My burlap existence, my belief set me free, what's inside of me. He scanned the burnt sand, this desert land, temptation was not his command. I left that place with my red burnt face to see the oasis that quenched my thirst, the sign, the desert that lies to the east where I will return again. The master led me to of this place, sand in my eyes. I thought to tune the chime, the bride of June, moving through Kashmir. I know you're enjoying it. I mean, you see the smiles on your faces. This is Life's Journey by George Valler, one of our British poets. I love George's work. Life's Journey by George Valler. Life's journey, the sun that beats upon the ground and burns me into cherry brown, that I may wear my low-cut gown as now I trot into town. The sun that shines upon the sand as together we go, stroll hand in hand, the blue, the sea so all around, as now we trot into town. The sun that shines, the church aglow, as together we have love to show, our feelings thus all life propound, as we now trot into town. With little ones we now so play and chase around all through the day, on cycles where the wheels go round and often trot into town. It's a donkey. School's open now, the classroom's set, while rain it pours, for rain is wet. The picture drawn, mummy in brown, so oft we trot into town. So time has come, the time is near, growing past the rest of year. No longer we will be around to once more trot into town. Children leave, as life will tell. Memories ring the final bell. Must I not let it get me down? Perhaps I'll trot into town. So time has come, this time is near, growing past the best of year. No longer will I be around to trot off now into town. Ooh, the cycle of life. You see it out here in the middle of nowhere, in the farmland, which is all around me. It's quite high tech here actually, because although I'm resting on a wooden gate at the moment, there's a robot just over there, over my shoulder, mowing the lawn. There's a big lawn here around in the middle of all this scenery. And there's a robot going backwards and forwards. Crazy, isn't it? This is Daisy by Suzanne Henderson. If you can hear me above all the sounds of all the farmyard animals. I've got a brother who does farmyard impressions. Unfortunately, he doesn't do the noises, he does the smells instead. Don't go there. They called you common, a flower among men. Many, I picked you over and again, as the spring turned to summer and I saw you multiply and dance across the grass. They called you common and laughed and brought me roses. I smiled and called you Daisy, a pure flower that forever caught my eye. Yeah, they called you common, I called you chosen, I never planted, never planned, but each springtime you appeared like a promise I was given. They called me common, a flower among many, pushing me aside for the roses and the violets, so I danced among the daisies and felt free in the wilderness, flourishing in the sunlight of a brand new day. They called for me and offered me the meadows, but I looked instead for the daisies, for the pushed aside and forgotten. And then we grew side by side, multiplying like stars. And they said they'd never seen a more beautiful sight than the daisies in the springtime, heralding the beginning of it all. You still there? I love it here. I want to come back here. I'm here for 3 days and 3 nights, but I'm coming back. I'm definitely coming back. This is Night Vale by Cat Welch. Night veils the lonely, friend of folly, futile corruption, signals the sorry. Wishful, wistful, singular soul, Symmetry holds fast for dark errands in the dark. The veil is old and full of holes, tired, wide eyes eventually close. Amazing. Right, this is Everywhere You Are by Linda Adelia Powers. Hello, Linda, if you're watching. Everywhere you are, the air breathes with light. Spring shines in your face. Despite despair, everywhere, robins greet the morning. Rivers of days, mountains of months, orbits of years. Rivers of time, rivers of space, mind out of place. The moon almost full. Spring leaves almost sprung. A wasp stings my hand. I had an insect fly into my face on that first poem and I had to wipe it away. I think I killed the poor thing. He's probably lying somewhere and all his family are going, why hasn't he come home with our dinner yet? Terrible, isn't it? Candles, cookbooks and cocaine. What? This is by Jack DeKnight. Do you like the dappling effect on my face? It's better than any lighting system, isn't it? That's the sun going through the bushes, the hawthorn bushes over here. There's ivy in front of me and there's hawthorn over there. And they've got brambles as well coming down. And there's, I don't know, there's a hawthorn bush over there as well. There's an apple tree just there. And this tree just above me, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. That might be hawthorn as well. Here we go. They lit sinister wicks, burned down precious wax, baked their ego cookies, tarnished random facts. Powdered noses watch them bleed. Lies that hurt you when you need pleasured pain to make you moan. Candles burning down your throne. Mix the recipe, dear master. We trip headlong to disaster. They lit their sinister wicks, burned down precious wax. Now holler! Swallowed pride pie, broke some laws, snorted white lines with paper straws. Now the day you call your own. Pleasured pain to make you moan. Measured liquids and mix well. Where the ending is, can't tell. There's another outdoor poem. This is called And the Wind Cries. It's by Lorna McLaren. Actually, it's a response to a photo prompt I put out earlier in the week. The mural of Jimi Hendrix with Make Love Not War on it. That's the side of an old disused theatre in Plymouth. And I saw that as I was walking out with Dave Catterton, Grants and Ian Strawn last week. So I took that picture and put it up. And he's written a response to that in poetry form. Here it is. And the Wind Cries. Sorry, she. And the Wind Cries by Lorna McLaren. All along the watchtower was in a purple haze with people dancing to his music or laid back listening in a haze. It was the time of psychedelia, purple hearts and LSD, and forming of hippie communes where love was flowing free. Make love not war began their chant, and wearing flowers in their hair, with every colour of the rainbow in the clothes they wear. He rocked them with his music, played upside down guitar, performing Hey Joe with his teeth. Such an iconic star. An influence on countless genres, a pioneer of his time with experimental techniques on the way guitars could chime. He transformed the way of thinking on how music could be displayed, using feedback and fuzz distortion when guitar amps they betrayed. Dead by 27, it knocked the world for 6. One of the greatest guitarists of all time, the legendary Jimi Hendrix. I have to clear my throat there because, yes, Jimi Hendrix for me was fairly legendary because he did a lot of stuff which nobody had ever done before. But he's nowhere near the best guitarist ever in the world. I could name you 20 others that I think are better than him, but that's just my opinion. You can go figure. Make your comments. I don't care. Bring it on. This is Axeman Supreme by Linda Adelia Powers. Again, this is another one by Linda, and this again is a response to my Jimi Hendrix mural posting. Eyes closed, sighing, we just let it go. All along sparks of magic the watchtower flowed. Spells fertile broke forlorn resolve. Haze, purple, delight. Exhausted recordings worn. Guitars burning, lighter fluid. Frenzied funk. Remnants of ashen memories precipitated hours of foxy ladies. Wild dancing in the quad, redacted tears failed to fall, singing wah-wah pedals. And the wind cries merry as love sublime surmounts familiar catastrophes. We just go on, scrambling scribes, voodoo children shocked, seconds of genius riff, souls apart flashing. Hey, average Joe, are you experienced? Join us, unseated needles, waxing, relaxing chords, tremoloed tremors, paisley faith in the strings, chemicals, electric blood bands of gypsies, castles made of sand, love, ladylands, little wings, machine guns of euphoria, tiny transcendence, lingering imbalance returns, axes bold, rebuilding our houses red and blue. Now, how many Hendrix tracks, how many titles did you get from that? I mean, it's probably over a dozen in there. That's very clever, Linda. Thank you for that. Here's another one, another response to that mural posting. It's fertile land, isn't it? When you post a picture, people just write and write and write. I love it. This is by Corey Reynolds. Hi, Corey. This is called Blushing Tide. You can call yourself a man, but I see your face is still covered, baby, in 27 shades of blush. But the stars won't shine on your blood-red tide. Butterfly dreams won't fly to your crimson side. All the world's oceans can't hide the swells of the moonlight, shining on your warships, taking away all the life and the worship you once held and will never see again. Make love, not war. Tell all the world's leaders that, especially the dictators out there, make love, not war. Right, this is Sorina Ivan, someone I've never heard of before. Sorina, spelled S-O-R-I-N-A. Ivan, I-V-A-N. Sorina Ivan, the miracle of your smile. Very short one this, so blink and you'll miss it. Are you still paying attention there? I'm watching you. The sky is hidden inside of your smile, as if millions of stars illuminate your soul. The light from your eyes is the flame of the magical feelings who can conquered your heart, revealing the same story written by thousands of years, named with simplicity, love. There's something going on over there. I don't know what it is. It's a real squawking going on. I think it's a crow in the trees over there. Nadia Martelli's up next with Abandonment. Can you hear that? It's really close. Abandonment by Nadia Martelli. I hear you near an eon ago, your close cuddles mattered most and quelled my fears. Now gone, I know. Sorry, I've got to stop. That's the robot, and it's gone into a fence and can't get out. It's I talk about artificial intelligence, or lack of it. It's just gone straight into a fence, and now it's trying to push forward and cut the fence, and it can't. Anyway, I'll carry on. I'll start again. I held you near an eon ago. Your close cuddles mattered most and quelled my fears. Now gone, I know, only this morose muddle, as you lay tattered, gross, a shell of the bear. You were for so long my trusted friend, who cared and belonged, now dusty, can't mend, from abandonment laying in the dirt. I never meant for this, dying from such hurt. Now you remember, I hope, that is the bear in the garbage photograph I posted, and that's one of the first ones that came back, one of the first poetry, from the poetry prompts. That's the first poem that came back. Here's another one. This is by Sean Mellish. Poetry for the Dead. I think you want to... There it is over there. Can you see the robot? He's finally extricated himself, and now I think he wants to go home now. He's been mowing the grass. You can't make it up, can you? Right, this is Hollow Bear by Holo, Holo Bear by Sean Mellish. Threadbare bear laying there, lost to care, came from where a child of war, pain is all she saw. A life of no law needed a friendly paw. A partnership of love fitting like a glove. Hand with paw above, as true as peaceful doves. A landscape torn apart, life torn from hearts, longing for joy to start life loaded on a cart. Homes in rubble in times of trouble, hope will crumble, will tyrants tumble? Bear and child left in the wild, care, love so mild, split, not reconciled. Bear laying lost, this is the cost, a parting unglossed, Holocaust. Nightmares don't just end. This is Sarah Wheatley. She was to me everything. A faded cloud of dust, persisting through the darkest moons, not a light, the sun, brightness all consuming. She was hope. Each night before my bed would weep, the covers sag upon the floor, and restlessness, my feet kick up, my thoughts shed, speak to me of fairy tales. Her softness lined my mind, like velvet curtains wrapped my thoughts inside a parlour. Ballroom, her and I could spin without the pain. We were together. And days would come and time would flow, and as I'd brace, she'd let me know. We'd sit, we'd play, good friends, we'd glow. No, they said, you are too old for toys. And that was that. I couldn't have her anymore. Expectancy dragged down upon me, lead impending deadlines felt as heavy as the weight of loss, of sorrow. I miss her often, my big old teddy bear, waiting there for me. A calm recluse cannot be found in podcasts, news, the world at large. Its two big shoes tell me I'm adult now. But I'm not. I'm not too old for comfort, for teddy bears and fairy tales of ballrooms, tea parties. I'm not made to host, I'm made for her. Where is she now? I ask. Where rests my fur-lined head? My world, my teddy bear, my first and last safe bed. Go back and have a look at that photo of that bear. It's still there. I took that photograph about 4 days ago, and that bear is still there with all that garbage waiting to be picked up and taken to the dump. It's a sad, sorry sight. I've taken photographs from several angles since. I took one this morning, actually. And it's such a sad sight, that great big cuddly old bear, all filthy and now discarded for good. It's like a metaphor for life, isn't it, for the world about us today. I'm not going to preach. What was that went by then? Wildlife all around me here. Birds singing in my ears. Things flitting around. I'm going to read you the one that I wrote as my first response to that photograph, and then that kicked off, obviously, the torrent, the tsunami of poems that are now going on about that discarded old bear. This is called Discarded. I sit here worse for wear, yet once a cherished bear. Now I am neither here nor there, she doesn't care. Now I am hopeless, lost into the garbage tossed, as though I am discarded dross. I pay the cost. Where is the love I knew, that warm and tender hue? The first embraces blossomed true, but never grew. Well, I'm going to finish with one more, I think, here. I've got here. This is quite a long one, so Oh, actually, there's a couple more. There's a couple more. I'll read this one and see what time we've got. This is Threadbare by Ashley Williams Gilbert. There in the playroom, sunlight through windows shone in my eyes and hair, and yet I never blinked. Mud pies baked afternoon, and nap times on the floor with crumbs and bugs and dirt and things, evidence of our fun, so I didn't mind. Torn stuffing, bursted seam, patched with school glue on sticky fingers as they carried me here and there and there. We had adventures, that's why. I never flinched. Then she came with boyfriends and airtime, chats sometimes until dawn, strewn homework cover me, my permanent place, the foot of the bed, and for her, I didn't sleep. The years passed and college came, the moving truck, the dusty trunk, the muffled sounds of parties, and now and then soft cries, and back to bed I'd go. Therefore, I waited. I didn't know when graduation gave way to the career, the marriage, the children, distance from the attic. I watched over her in my dreams, and that's when I finally slept. Many years had come and gone when gentle hands did wake me, barely seeing, dust in eyes, sticky glue long since exposed the tears and threadbare tatters. She was gone, and that is how I learned. The trash man shook me out, sad, the reason I couldn't say. He touched the torn and fraying patches, the cookie crumbs in fur, still stained from her finger paint, now bagged in purple rubbish bags. This is how I knew I was loved. I was loved. Paradise Lost, the final poem tonight by Loris Lauren. Hope you're watching, Loris. Hope you're good. My friend hath been and gone, a love so long departed, when chaos brought a cruel embrace. I'd reach for your catharsis. Your eyes would never judge, your ears could only listen to my saddened saline snuffles, my delicate disposition. The years were never kind to you, I had loved you into pieces, my foe, fur friend, my weary woolen witness. I still think about you all the time, how could I ever not? For you were the primordial, the first companion I had got. I gnawed your nose to nothing till it dangled by a string. I clung to those tired threads and you clung to everything. I never got to outgrow you. In fact, I still don't think I have, but I never got that choice when Mama threw you in the trash. Wow. Well, that's it. That's 17 amazing poems there from Invisible Poets. I'm going to walk back down the hill to my apartment where we're staying the night. I can see Poet Dog at the window there. You can see Poet Dog. See her there at the window. And there's the robot coming back again. I think it's been fixed. The dog's barking at the dog is freaked out by the robot. Anyway, such is life. Just one more bit of news for you before I go, and that is to say that the window for submissions for Real Song Poetry Anthology 8 is now closed. We had over 400 submissions. We're sifting through them all now, the editorial team, and we're making our decisions. Some of you will have received notes already. Others will receive notes next week, over the course of the week, to tell you whether you've been successful or not. And if you are successful, you'll receive a publishing agreement, which I would advise you to sign and date and send back as quickly as possible. Read it carefully, but sign it and send it back as quickly as possible, because that means we can then rush ahead with publishing Real Song Poetry Anthology 8 and raise a lot more needed funds for Save the Children. Yeah, Poetry Against Poverty in reverse. There we go. That's it. That's what we stand for. Good night, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.